Hello Dragons, we're going to do word problems. I know that thrills you, but it has to be done, so let's get on it. We're going to follow these 5 steps right here. We're going to underline the word or phrase that describes the rate of change, which is also known as the slope. Circle the word or phrase that indicates the initial value, which will be the y-intercept. We're going to use this graphic organizer, that's this box right here, to write the equation using the designated letters for each problem. And we're going to write the equation in function notation and then answer the question. So, we read example A. An electrician charges $55 for a service call plus $40 per hour of service. Write an equation in function notation for the cost, C, after H hours of service. What will be the total cost for 5.5 hours of work? So, we're going to look for the rate of change. And anytime we have something purring at us for money per hour or days per week, anything like that, more than likely that's going to be our slope. So we got our y equals mx plus b up here. We have our slope as $40 per hour. So we're going to multiply that by our time, because time is always going to be independent, so my independent variable x will get replaced with the independent variable h for hours. And we have our one-time fee, or one-time service call. We'll circle that, and that's going to be our initial value. So $55 to come out to your home, and then $40 for every hour of work. So those will be added together. And we know that C is going to be cost. Remember, your dependent variable is almost always money. So Y is going to be the money. So instead of Y, we'll use C. So we have our equation right here. The cost is equal to $40 times every hour, and then plus the service charge of $55 as well. So to go from function notation, remember Y is a function of x, and so C is going to be a function of h, the number of hours. So my function of h is going to be equal to 40 times h plus 55. To answer the question, what will be the total cost for 5.5 hours of work? The function will be evaluated at 5.5, so we'll take our calculator. We'll take 40 times 5.5. You can verify this on your calculator, and then plus 55. If you do that, you should get $275. Next example. Mr. M's cheapo phone plan gives him 500 minutes for the month of October, and he calculates he uses 15 minutes per day. Write a linear function which describes the total minutes left in the month, T, after using the phone D days. How many minutes are left after the first 2 weeks of October? So as we go looking for our rate of change, we'll underline that 15 minutes per day will be our slope, rate of change, and the initial amount of minutes for October is going to be 500. Now, if you notice over here, we are using 15 minutes per day, so 15 minutes per day is being taken away from, and so that's going to imply a negative slope. So 15 minutes are taken away from the 500, so we need to make that slope negative. Alright, and so again we have time in the form of days. Time is independent, so D is going to take the place of X. My 500 minutes to begin with was positive, and the other variable is going to be total minutes. So T is the total number of minutes left, and there is our equation using the variables indicated. The total number of minutes is equal to negative 15 times the number of days plus 500. So again, remember y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. So t will be a function of d. So in function notation, the function of d is equal to negative 15d plus 500. And how many minutes are left after the first 2 weeks? How many days is that? Of course, you know that's 14. So the function evaluated at 14 is equal to a negative 15 times 14 plus 500. Take out your calculator, punch in the numbers, and you get 290 minutes left in the month of October. And the last one here, gas station, the price of gas is $2.05 per gallon. And so there is our rate of change. And when you go to the gas station, initially, how many gallons have you bought? You have initially bought 0. And so we are going to spend money. Again, money, you remember if money is dependent or independent? Money is